Hey guys, it's Rush, hope you're doing well, welcome back to the channel. This video today I'm going to cover 7 things, so 7 techniques, 7 combos, 7 situations that you can use for Street Fighter 5 Ken. I know SF6 is around the corner and, time is limited now with Street Fighter 5, but I'm still playing it like here and there. I know other people are still playing Street Fighter 5 at the moment, so if you're still playing the game and you're still playing Ken, I think you'll find something of use in this video. Maybe not all 7 techniques, some techniques are a bit more difficult than others, but yeah, I think there's some stuff you can take away from this to still level up your Ken and improve your gameplay, steal out some rounds, just from optimizing combo routes and stuff. So without further ado, 7 things you can add to your Ken. Okay, so the first technique I'm going to show is like the most basic V-shift punish you can do. So if the opponent does wake up V-shift, this is common knowledge, is nothing new. So you guys know now, if you do a meaty throw and they wake up V-shift, you can punish the V-shift because the slowdown doesn't trigger and they're in a counter hit state. But at a very basic level, when you're doing that meaty throw, you should be telling yourself, I say it to myself on stream, I say V-shift or they're going to V-shift. I tell myself that, like, because I'm throwing, I need to consider V-shift. But like I said, at a very basic level, the punish you want to use in this situation after you do throw, heavy punch DP every time. Very, very basic level. If you don't have the muscle memory down or you're not sure about spacing, because some of these Ken's other options do miss if you're not close enough, heavy punch DP will always work. So it's a really powerful option for Ken after the throw. So you're sort of saying to yourself, if you're doing a throw, meaty throw, you're kind of saying to yourself, they can potentially V-shift. As long as they've got that 1 bar of V-meter, they can present V-shift on wake up. But if you do a meaty throw, you need to tell yourself, V-shift. They may potentially V-shift in a situation. But like I said, at a very basic level, the heavy punch DP is a really good punish because it will catch them at most ranges. So you should never really, with Ken, miss a V-shift punish. If you miss a V-shift punish, it's because you haven't labbed this technique, or it's because you were not thinking about the V-shift. But again, point of this sort of technique is heavy punch DP is very, very useful to punish the V-shift because of its range and its startup. So very basic level, heavy punch DP after your meaty throw. Number 2, this is a bit of a pet peeve of mine. I see a lot of people play Ken when they activate into V-trigger 1. What they'll do is, say if you get stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, stand heavy kick, those are the common situations, or even a fireball, and you activate. What they'll do after they activate is they'll do like bat medium punch, heavy punch into heavy kitatsu. Now there's nothing wrong with that by any means, but you should always, in my opinion, be going for crouch heavy punch. You can drop this combo if you don't have the timing down. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I dropped this outside of like laggy games, but it always combos in all these situations. But the reason you do crouching heavy punch is because it opens up so much more combo damage, combo potential afterwards, and you get corner carry as well. So especially if you're a V-skill 1 user. So if I show you this combo now off stand heavy kick, that's super basic. This has been the game from like, except for the run after the crouching heavy punch. That's been a combo from like season 1. We should be using this, and it does more damage, and it gives you good corner carry. Another reason why I like doing this technique is because of the addition of the run cancels with our fireballs. You can do things like this now. There's a lot of meter, I know, but it's a lot of damage also, and that can close out rounds. But you need to go for that combo route. You'll not get a 2-bar combo with Ken after that activation route that will do that much damage. I mean, the only option you've got, and I doubt it'll do as much damage. Yeah, you'd never go for that combo because too many hits, too much scaling. But crouching heavy punch is what we should always be doing. Should always be doing that when you get stand medium punch, crouching medium punch, fireball, stand heavy kick. Even if you do stand heavy punch activate, it's the same thing. Crouch heavy punch into your V skill 1, into your fireball run cancel. Those types of combos is what you want to go for. So very simple, very basic. Just lab up the timing of the crouching heavy punch. It should be instantaneous after the activation. It will combo and you'll net more damage. Technique number 3 is where you activate V trigger 1 or even V trigger 2 off of a medium punch DP to extend your damage. This is not, it's difficult because you need to be aware of like numerous sort of things, but I'm only going to cover it at a basic level to show you like the potential damage you can get. So if you do like a regular medium punch DP and don't cancel it, you get 130 damage, I think it is. But if you were to cancel this, so if I set the dummy to jump, which you should do, you can see that even without bar, you can net quite a bit more damage, and there are conversions with meter. See, they spend 1 bar. You can actually spend 2 as well if you get the juggle height right. There you go. Obviously, you can go to CA. Admittedly, this technique is not super easy to do, but if I was to break down the input, you're doing the medium punch DP. If you look at the inputs on the left and you activate, what will happen is, if I'm on the left hand side and I've medium punch DP'd facing the right, my Tatsu will no longer. Ken essentially ends up on the right hand side of the screen, so my Tatsu input to get the cross up Tatsu would be like that. So no Tatsu came out there because I'm not on the right hand side, but during this technique you actually do the Tatsu backwards, and that causes the Tatsu to cross up, and then you delay your DP afterwards. So this is a bit more of an advanced technique, but those inputs you see on screen are literally what you do. You do the medium punch DP, cancel it straight away on the first hit, do the backwards Tatsu, and then you'll get heavy punch DP, you'll get EX DP, you can even do EX Tatsu. If you can time it right, you can even do heavy kick Tatsu, believe it or not, but it's actually super tricky to get that combo as well. So this one's really important for like end of round situations where you want to get more damage, close out the round. With V trigger 2 you can do a whole level 3 into medium kick Tatsu, CA, medium kick Tatsu, EX DP. I can show you that if you want to see it. So it's, you know, it has its uses is what I'm trying to say, so it's pretty good. But again, it's not really aimed at like sort of beginner level players. You can practice it, but it's not that easy to do. So you can do that as well. So that's number 3. Number 4 is an interesting one. So this requires more awareness than like reactions or like execution. It's awareness, and that's where you do stand heavy kick, and the opponent. Normally, what happens to me is I've committed to stand heavy kick at this kind of range. It's generally safe, but they dash into me, and when they dash into me, they get hit by stand heavy kick super close. What happens here is +3, so you can actually like your Tatsu. The timing is it's a bit weird, but with practice, you can see their combo there. You do get a link into like Tatsu than heavy punch DP, because of the fact that heavy punch DP is now consistent after like Tatsu. It's really good. It's a really good option. So it's more being aware of this situation and that it exists, if you know what I mean. And I think even in V trigger 1, I think you still go over like Tatsu. I can double check. So yes, if you try and do light punch DP, EX DP, it doesn't work. So you do still have to go into like Tatsu. But you can see there, like you can net good damage as long as you're aware of that situation. So many times I see like that people hit there and they press like a button that doesn't combo, like a jab or something. So it's good to know that. I mean, can you even throw? No, you're out of throw range. You can't throw there. That's interesting. I didn't really ever lab that. But yeah, you can just combo in that situation. So get your damage. If they dash into your stand heavy kick and they're really close to you, you +3 to get your combo after that situation. Ken's dive kick. This one is number 5. This tip, I mean, this is not really uncommon knowledge. It's just, I remember there was a time where I didn't use this technique and I added it in, and then I realized how good the technique was. Basically, when you do an EX Tatsu and it doesn't miss, you can do Chin Buster, the whole target combo, and the heavy punch actually connects. This generally works when you do like a low EX dive kick and you're kind of close. What you do is you cancel the heavy punch portion of the target combo, into heavy kick tatsu. It's really good. This is, I mean, the reason why you do this is because you're so close to the opponent, it's actually quite difficult to anti-air it. So you kind of abuse the EX tatsu up close because of the speed of it. It can throw people off. I mean, if characters have a DP, some strong players can anti-air it still. They're looking for it, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, you can catch them off guard like that and get heavy kick tatsu. It nets 227 damage, which is nice. Good bit of corner carry as well. I don't think... Oh, you can actually. So you can activate off that combo as well, particularly with V skill 1. So yeah, you can go follow-ups there. You do step kick. That generally is consistent. Obviously, if you're a V skill 2 user, you get a really nice combo here. You can do it. There you go. So you no meter spent, no nothing. You get the V skill 2, and you still get the heavy punch DP after it. That's really nice. Good damage actually in that situation. But there is another technique as well. I've shown this on the channel before, and that is where you don't actually use Chin Buster. So what you do here is you do the EX dive kick, but you do a light kick tatsu. You generally have to delay it slightly, but look at that, it does the same damage. It's a lot easier to do as well. It's a little bit risky to do EXDP after it. I mean, you have that option, but sometimes the range isn't right. EXDP misses. You can even do EX Tatsu, believe it or not. But that's quite tricky to do, so I wouldn't recommend going for that. But why this technique is good, again, I've explained this before on the channel, is because you can actually activate off this route. You saw there, I did heavy punch DP 2 hits after light kick tatsu, and then I did another heavy punch DP after the activation situation. So that's really good, and you get a lot more damage activating in that way. The other good thing about this is it even works if the EX Tatsu, the air EX Tatsu hits and they're in the air. Look at that, get the same damage. So this is a really good technique. I mean, you need to learn how to get the better follow-ups with the EX dive kick, but I would recommend labbing that light kick tatsu situation because it's very powerful. I added that. I mean, when I found it, I added it straight away, and it's saved my bacon a number of times. Number 6, this could be my favourite. You know, this could be one of like the coolest, most ridiculous changes that Ken ever had, in my opinion. So punishing situations where you're granted counter hit. So whether it's a meaty crouching medium punch that hits as I wake up with buttons, whether the opponent has access to a DP and you're punishing the DP, if they V-shift to the corner and you go for the optimal V-shift punish. What I'm talking about is when you go for crouch and medium punch, crouch heavy punch. This is ridiculous. For 2 reasons. You're going from medium into a heavy with the counter hit damage applied to the medium. Combined with the run cancel of the crouching heavy punch, you're getting so much mileage, so much damage in this situation. I don't think people realise how much damage this actually does if you got the opportunity. I mean, if someone were to EXDP and you're in V trigger 1 and you've got like 2 bars, it opens up that avenue mid-screen, which is ridiculous. That's like CA damage for 2 bars there. Then in the corner, let's just say they EXDP, let's say they V-shift in the corner, in V trigger 1, without any meter, you need to get in 400 damage there. It's a really good technique to add. Okay, so number 7, this is wild, this is. So, if you've got level 3 Shinryuken, if you've got CA, if the opponent's in the corner, and you put them in a juggle state, you now get a combo where after level 3, you can do a regular fireball, and after the regular fireball, you can do heavy punch DP. On the second hit of heavy punch DP, you can cancel the CA. This is something I didn't even know about until a few months back, and it makes the combo more consistent in the corner, but it also does so much damage. It's actually mad. So I don't think it works if the opponent's grounded. You still have to do, if they're grounded, you still need to do Like it Tatsu heavy punch DP, I think it is. But I'll just give you an example now. Watch this. This thing is mad. Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, if you... I'm trying to think. I don't know. Does it work with healing punch DP? I think it's every time they put in a juggle state. It's mad. It's ridiculous. I wasn't aware of it yet, because when the patch notes dropped, I hadn't tested this. I didn't know it was a thing, but this is a really good addition, and it's easy to do. That's the other thing as well. It's very easy to do. But the only thing to mention is, or to take note of, is it doesn't work if they're grounded. The fireball whiffs. What's interesting is if they're grounded. Say if you don't have all that stock of meter, I'm pretty sure EX fireball does connect. No, it doesn't. I'll just be quiet now. So yeah, like it's Tatsu in that situation. But that's a really good one. I do like that. And you know how I feel about V-Trigger 2, but if I do use it in future, I'll be adding that one in. Okay guys, so hopefully you've enjoyed the video and you've learned something, a technique that you weren't familiar with or weren't confident in using. I've been able to help you sort of understand it, convince you to use it. However, I do have one more bonus tip for you, man. You guys know I like to help out where I can. So the bonus tip, and you actually saw it in this video, is specifically, I think it works more with V-Trigger 1, V-Skill 1, and that is the Heavy Punch DP VTC frame kill that I use. I use this a lot in my gameplay, and I don't really see any other Ken. I think Muscle Noob started using it at a point, but I don't see many Kens using this. The most common situation you'll get this is where you get, I'm trying to think, how could I explain this? Where you get a juggle into Heavy Punch DP and it hits twice. Generally that's how this works. So if I were to do, I'm trying to think of a combo route. So stand Heavy Punch, let's do stand Heavy Punch into V-Skill. A very common route, that 2-3-7 damage across the board, no matter where you're on screen. If you want to maximize your damage here, but you don't have EX bar, but you got V-Trigger, after the activate, you do a jab as soon as possible, stand jab, and after the stand jab, you do Heavy Punch DP. And that's a really good way to extend your damage when you don't want to spend the bar, but you want to activate the V-Trigger. But it doesn't work just there. There's loads of situations where this works. That's that same combo I showed before with the EX Tatsu. I think in the corner it works in the same way with things like step kick, heavy punch DP. Yep, that works as well. There's so many, I could cover so many places this works. I think even if they neutral jump, it works. I think when they neutral jump, I think that's the most least consistent time to use it. I normally eyeball it rather than do the jab frame kill. You can see there, it does work. It's really good. It's a useful activation route on hit, and it does nice damage. And you can even spend bar as well if you want to. It still works if you want to spend 1 bar. Let me show you this now. You have time to do jab into EX Tatsu. You can do EX TPE as well. So yeah, it's a really good technique to use, and I think a few people have asked me about it. I mean, it's not difficult to add that in. You just gotta get the timing down, know which situations you can get it. So like I said, it's normally where you put them in a juggle state, the likely Tatsu, the target combo. You do the heavy punch DP after it, cancel on the second hit with that jab, and do a heavy punch DP straight afterwards. So yeah, that's my bonus tip for you guys. Tip number 8 of the video that contains 7 tips as it is. I hope that information has been useful to you guys. I know I haven't been putting out much sort of like tech, much like tips and stuff, and if I'm honest, it's because there's not much more to tell. You know, the channel's full of like tips and tricks and stuff. So yeah, I just thought I'd summarize some of like the more recent tips and tricks that I've found, particularly ones that I don't see people using that much. So let me know any questions on this topic, any queries. If you are having success with this stuff, if you're not, just feel free to drop a comment, ask me questions, and yeah, just give me feedback on the video, really, on the techniques. That'd be appreciated. Guys, thanks so much for your time. We'll catch you in a future video. Take care.